The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shoshana Vole. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a weakening Hurricane Joaquin has now moved past Bermuda. The storm is churning in the Atlantic after battering Long Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, Crooked Island, Acklands, Long Key, and Savannah Key. The cost to rebuild and restore is expected to be enormous. The Ministry of Grand Bahama is spearheading relief efforts to assist the affected islands. Megan Shepard reports.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, leading the charge of collecting goods for those affected by Hurricane Joaquin. Also a part of this major initiative is the Ministry of Social Services, NEMA, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the Grand Bahama Christian Council, the Grand Bahama Red Cross, and others. Minister Darville says he is pleased to see the efforts of Grand Bahamians thus far and is encouraging residents to do their part through these official organizations.
I am overwhelmed by the support that is coming from the Grand Bahama community. Therefore, I'm happy to announce that as of tomorrow, the following urban renewal centers, in addition to NEMA Warehouse, will be activated and will serve as a drop-off location for any personal hygiene kits, cleaning products, foods, clothing, articles of any kind which are to be donated. The Urban Renewal Center in 8 Mile Rock, located at the Harbor West Plaza. The Pine Ridge Urban Renewal Center, located on Wendell Avenue. The Seahorse Urban Renewal Center, located on Pearl Way. And the NEMA Warehouse, located on the former Catholic High School grounds in Hawksbill.
Family Island Administrator Charles King noting that the islands affected will be more than grateful to receive these necessities. He is encouraging residents to drop off their goods at the designated sites as soon as possible.
There is a vessel that is traveling to the Southern Bahamas very soon, and someone has donated their services in the conveyance of those goods, in addition to the fact that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, I believe, is standing by ready and willing to assist with the conveying of those items to the Southern Bahamas.
Now, Minister Darville is stressing how crucial it is to have an organized committee collecting and distributing these supplies. He notes that their team has created a network through New Providence that knows the needs of all of the affected islands.
Let's take for an example, we want to send water to San Salvador. Through this organization, we may have enough water on San Salvador. The deficiency may be in Crooked Island or even Acklands. And so we have that ability to determine where the needs are based on the donations that have been given. And so rather than one island loaded with water and another island without water, we are connected and coordinated through the office in Nassau, and through our committee are able to determine what are the goods most suitable for whatever island. And so that's the reason why this coordinated effort is essential. But we are pleading to all other organizations that we have the capacity for them to come and sit with us to see exactly how we could best help them in their effort.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Minister of Transport and Aviation announcing that as of Saturday, October 3rd, and until further notice, landing fees at all government airports will not be payable by any and all aircraft involved in the transport of relief goods to the islands affected by Hurricane Joaquin, namely Long Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, Acklands, Crooked Island, Inagua, Mayaguana, and Cat Island. Now, an organization known for rescuing others in the time of distress is once again answering the call, this time to assist the victims of Hurricane Joaquin. Grand Bahamians know all too well the effects of a devastating hurricane, and when the request came in to help, many jumped at the opportunity to do so.
It doesn't cost anything for us to step up and help.
It was a wonderful sight as trucks pulled in to control chemicals to offload grocery, water, clothing, and other items for victims of Hurricane Joaquin.
I was sitting at home and, I called up Eddie and I said, hey, we need to do something. Let's get together. And he's like, done. Let's do it right away. I didn't even get to finish what we were going to do yet. And he's like, I'm on the same page. Let's do it. So the two of us came up with this and we're like, you know what? Let's start helping people. Let's see what we can do. Use our connections that we have throughout the northern Bahamas, throughout the country. I mean, we have people from as far as Canada, United States, that want to help, that want to donate, and we're like, okay, we're not going to wait on anybody. You know, Basra, we're going to take off with this. Control Chemicals here, DEL, they're wonderful partners with us, and we just hit the ground running.
And just like that, Director of Fundraiser Eddie Wan witnessed the power of social media. He said after posting one message for Grand Bahamians to come out and support an initiative to help all of the islands struck by Hurricane Joaquin, an overwhelming response came about. He says even though Grand Bahamians are having a hard time, there are those who gave all they had.
We are very surprised that we're getting the outpouring that we're getting. Some small, some not so small, but it really doesn't matter.
We had a bus driver?
We had a bus driver. I personally know the man, and he is really finding it hard in life. And he stopped by and he had $3 in his hand. He said, "Here." And we took that and we gave a thank you note, and that's what it's all about.
Juan and his wife are personally paying for planes and boats to take these items to the islands in the south.
We're trying to sort everything out that's coming in, all of the pallets, all of the water, dog food, cat food, tuna, corned beef, and the clothing. Tons of clothing coming in that we're trying to sort out by size and by gender. So, and we've had a good response with people helping, and so far it's going great. I mean, I can't believe the response we received yesterday and today alone.
Sniski says more donations are needed, and he is thankful that many in corporate Grand Bahama are doing their part.
Also BWA. We're very pleased that they stepped up on board with us. They just brought a huge donation. We're very, very thrilled on that. In the thousands. We won't get into too much details with them, but we're extremely proud of them. Also, the Rotary company that they're affiliated with also sent over a wonderful pallet of supplies. If you go down to BWA, you let them know that you are buying hurricane relief for the Basra fundraiser. You'll get a discount from them also. Okay, so there is some companies, we're trying to talk to more companies to get more companies on board with it. So just when you go to purchase things, just let them know you're doing it for the hurricane relief efforts through Basra and see if they'll offer you the discount.
Organizers say if you're interested in helping the victims of Hurricane Joaquin, you can visit them at Control Chemicals on Queens Highway. Now, the Basra team say they are also willing to do pickups. For further information, you can contact 727-4165 or 727-4888. Now, Basra isn't the only group spearheading a relief effort for those hardest hit by Hurricane Joaquin. Tonight, another appeal is going out for Bahamians everywhere to help those persons adversely affected by this storm. Joan Davis-Roll has this report.
I can only imagine what took place down in those little islands. And so you sit there and you get goosebumps thinking about it. You know, you watch that and you just only get a feel for them people.
The images are heart-wrenching. The trail of devastation left behind by one of the strongest forces of Mother Nature to hit the southern and central islands of the Bahamas in recent history, Hurricane Joaquin. As national and international agencies move to bring relief to the storm-torn areas, a local group of concerned persons are attempting to galvanize the support of all and sundry to help those affected in the aftermath of this major storm. Spokesperson for the group is activist Troy Garvey. He says a plan of action is now in place.
There's a chat room that we have live in our on our social media, which is called Talk Real Talk Garvey.
Garvey says while the needs of hurricane victims may be vast, the newly formed group has a specific mandate.
But our major concentration is on water and bleach. The reason why, no matter how the ball bounces, you need water. That bleach cleanses a lot of different things. We have partnered with Fluid Factory. He's going to donate like 100 cases of water for every shipment we put out. And so what we did is we went ahead and he'll store it there. You can pay for it. You can leave it there. You can get your receipt. You can take your receipt to Burger King on the mall to Rufus Johnson, where we can keep a control of what was purchased and what we're going to be shipping out. And also we partnered with Mr. Baker, with Garnet. Garnet has said that anybody who has water and want to drop it off, he will store it there. Bleach, you could drop it there.
Garvey is appealing to other like-minded individuals to join the cause and become their brother's keeper.
There's a boat that leaves directly from Grand Bahama to Long Island. So what we're making a plea to Grand Bahama, especially to people like my family, my friends, people who know what we went through, people who had that hurt, that feeling, to come to the aid of these people.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Long Island is one of the islands hit hard by the monster storm. Residents there say the island was clobbered for more than 36 hours. Here on Grand Bahama, the Long Islanders Association is joining forces with the local Salvation Army to assist family, friends, and loved ones on that island. Kimberly Mullings has the details.
After receiving word of the disastrous impact of Hurricane Joaquin on Long Island, the Grand Bahama Long Islanders Association quickly came together and devised an action plan. President Lou Carroll says the local Salvation Army has allowed the association to use the facility as a drop-off point for any donations.
We're looking for canned goods, bedding, towels. Of course, there's a lot of roof damage, so any tarps that people can donate, they can bring it here. We will package it and get it on the boat to Long Island.
Carroll says Grand Bahamians should know firsthand how important it is to be their brother's keepers, and now is the time for the community to help others.
We should know how important it is and how difficult it is after a storm like this, just to have a dry towel, just to have a dry bedding set and that kind of stuff, you know. Not being able to cook, having stuff that you can actually eat without having to cook it. So I'm sure Grand Bahamians understand that.
Right now, Carroll says there is still some speculation concerning information coming out of Long Island, as emotions are high given the traumatic impact of Category 4 Joaquin.
The information coming out of Long Island is very skimpy right now. There are bits and pieces, but there's a massive amount of roof damage. The fishing industry has been devastated, the farming industry has been devastated, and of course people's lives right now is in chaos.
Salvation Army Captain Roger Compton says he's pleased that the organization is able to assist the Long Islanders Association in helping those affected by Hurricane Joaquin, and urges the community to do their part.
You can help us to collect food, and we're shipping down plenty of clothing that we already have ready to go. We'll take anything right now to help those that are really in need. With, you could see some roofs blown off and plenty of damage down south.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Well, donations can be made daily at the Salvation Army on West Atlantic Drive between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monetary donations can be made at the Long Islanders Association Relief Scotiabank account, and that number is 170941, branch transit number 03465. Meantime, the Bahamas Red Cross Center Grand Bahama is also doing its part and lending assistance. Acting Vice President Rinaldi Forbes and Administrator Stephanie Barr are inviting the Grand Bahama public to bring in their donations.
Helping here makes a big difference because you never know when your time comes, and this is what we're trying to do. Red Cross is international organizations where that we try to help not only those here on Grand Bahama, but the Bahamas Road and anywhere.
They need food items, the rice, the oats, the flour, the sugar, tuna, corned beef, fruit cups, peanut butter, jelly, evaporated milk, clothing, anything you want to send down to assist our brothers and sisters down in the southern area.
Disaster Chairman Patrick Ferguson says he's sure items donated will be greatly appreciated by those in need and encourages every Bahamian to assist where they can.
When you're down to your last, or you don't have anything at all and you receive anything, you do be appreciative for the ones that come forward and give to you. We are appealing to the general public for any sort of donations they can bring in, whether it be building material, bedding, or whatever, because a lot of people down there has lost a lot of stuff. So you'll be surprised, what little they'll be appreciative to.
Now, donations can be made at the Bahamas Red Cross Center Grand Bahama between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily, as well as to Royal Bank of Canada, account number 2894236, John F. Kennedy branch. Also, the Rotary Clubs on the island also answering the call to help. The business club sending out a shipment of water to New Providence today that will be distributed to the islands affected.
It gets to Nassau, the tanks get to Nassau. Rotarians from Nassau, District 7020, will receive them. The tanks will then be distributed onto other mailboats going to the affected islands. The mailboat then comes back on Friday, and we will send more tanks of water over on that as well. It's important to realize that water is crucial to life, and is one of the problems with the contamination of the groundwater there because of the flooding and the settled water, and some of the septic systems in the islands are not as advanced as some of ours in the capital or here in Freeport.
Now, the water was produced at Rotary's water plant in Hawksville, but Rotarian Stafford is advising Bahamians to give consideration to other items that are needed.
Because there's standing water, we have mosquitoes that could cause a problem, and that could spread dengue fever. So one of those items that you could drop off to a donation center like this one from the Rotary Clubs of Grand Bahama is that you could bring us citronella candles, the kind in either the glass jar or the tub, bug spray, mosquito coils, and matches, as well as the basic needs like linens, baby supplies, baby food, non-perishable items, water, things like that.
Now you can drop off those items at the Tree Root Plaza in Freeport. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Police in Grand Bahama are investigating a shooting incident that has left a 19-year-old male of Drake Avenue in hospital. Reports are that shortly after 6 p.m. on Saturday, a male while in the area of the Freeport Ridge Estates was shot in the upper back by a man who was known to him. The male victim was able to escape and seek help. He was taken to hospital where he is listed in serious condition. This afternoon, a man considered to be a suspect in this case was arrested by officers of the Criminal Detective Unit. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Continuing our discussion on Emil's question yesterday on breast pain, there are various tests that may be needed to help identify the cause. First, a clinical breast exam is necessary, especially if your medical history and/or physical exam reveals something unusual. During the exam, your doctor will check for changes in your breast and will also listen to your heart and lungs and check your chest and abdomen to determine whether the pain that you are feeling could be related to another condition. Secondly, you may need a mammogram, especially if your doctor feels a lump or unusual thickening in your breast. An ultrasound is another test you may require to evaluate your focus area of pain, even if the mammogram is normal. This is typically done along with the mammogram, especially younger females with dense breast tissue. If there's a suspicious breast lump or an unusual area of thickening, a breast biopsy may be required. During the biopsy, which is usually performed by a surgeon, a small sample of your breast tissue from the concerned area is obtained and sent to the lab for analysis to help your doctor make a diagnosis. If you have a question, please email askthedrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Jackish. Stay with us, Ricardo Lightborn, as a check on sports when we come back.